Hey family, hey family, hey family. It is your girl, Michelle Allen Franklin, honey. Yes, this is Michelle DIY for divine intervention, baby. Because you know there are no coincidences in this world. Only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl is going to give you the good information, boo. The things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions, honey. And y'all know all month long, your girl has been talking to amazing, phenomenal women, honey. And each and every day, honey, it's no exception. Today is no exception. I got my boo here with me. I am so excited. This is my little sister right here. This is my boo. I love her to death. I love her to life. Let me say to life. I love her to
Right?
life. This is my boo right here. Hey, Miss
Hey,
Girl
girl.
Mitchell is in the studio with you, girl. Hey, boo. How you doing?
I'm good. It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Yes.
This might not air on a Wednesday, but it is this Wednesday.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's hump day. It's hump day. We in the middle of it. And it is what it is. It is what it is.
Hey, we here now.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yes.
Y'all, Uhura is my church member, honey. She is I won't say church member, this is my church sister. This is my church sister. This is my sister friend. This is my little sister. We have been at the Church of the Living God. At the Church of the Living God, the peach
Yes.
ground in the truth. Okay. She been there all her life.
Yes.
My family's been there. We all been there all our lives. I came
Mhm.
down at 16. I've been there since 16. But it is the foundation, right? It is the foundation of faith. It is the foundation, I think, of everything, right?
Yeah.
Before we get into the church life, Uhura, a little bit about yourself, girl. What you doing, girl? Who are you?
Ooh, who am I? That is a really good question.
Yes.
Who am I? Let's see. Well, you know what? I will let you describe me. How about that?
Okay.
You can describe me.
I'm like, for me, when I think of Uhura, I think of dedication.
Mm.
I think of someone that is dependable. I think of just a spirit filled, but she real quiet. People in church is quiet, but powerful.
No.
I remember, you having a little church hurt, and we were like, I was like, come on back to the church because I need some help. I want to see you in the church, and you came back, and we were just together. You were my COVID buddy,
Right?
We were through the storm and COVID together, and doing all the things, but you just like a rock, Uhura. You really are. You are so solid in everything. You are dependable. When somebody asks you to do something, you're like,
Mm.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're there. And so that means a lot because it's not a lot of people that are able to, be committed and just show up the way that you show up. And you don't
Right.
show up like, with an attitude or whatever. You show up,
Yeah.
show up wanting to be there, willingness,
Mhm.
to help. And then it's just your heart. I think you have a heart to help people, you know.
Yeah.
That's genuine. That's
Mhm.
genuine. And
I agree
so,
with that.
yeah. Yeah, that's what I see.
Yes, I agree with all of that. I take all of that. Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. And so when Yura was little, Sean was going to your exact same school. My oldest was going to your
Mhm.
school, and we
Yep.
pick you and your brother up. Like I'd be driving, I see the little babies walking. I'm like, let me put these babies up. I ain't walking. Pick you up from school, and take you to your grandmother's house. I want you to speak a little bit about that foundation that you have,
Mhm.
for being in church and Church of the Living God and your walk.
I think that started with my great grandmother. She's in my little picture in the little background, but pretty I can't see it, but she back there. It started with her because, of course, she was a long time member at the Union Street in Dallas before moving to Tyler, and
Mm-hmm.
then, of course, joining down here. So that's where it really started. It was, in that time where I couldn't just me and my twin brother couldn't just be in the house and not go to church. It wasn't like that. So that's really where it started with my great grandmother, pretty much making us go to church.
Yes.
and
Yes.
and then participating. And it's like we really didn't have a choice.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
We didn't have a choice, and it just kind of grew from there. You know, and then it became something that I wanted to do as I
Right.
got older.
I think that's the beautiful part about the Church of the Living God and the foundation that we had with the children. I remember I would come down for the summer, and by the time I would get here, the preparation for going to, to the annual, what I want to call it, to
Youth
the,
convention.
youth convention. I'm like, what's the word I want to say? To the youth convention. Yes. Either y'all will be going or y'all will be just coming back because we didn't
Hmm.
get out of school till like the third week in June. So
Right.
I would be coming when y'all was like going, or I would just see like the preparation. Like, so I saw the good part because I would see right before
Right.
y'all had it all together,
Right.
and y'all would leave. I'm like, oh my gosh, it sounds so exciting. And so talk a little bit about that, about the youth and because I think the kids today, like they don't know anything about, being in church and having that foundation and going to youth conventions in church and how that, affected your life.
Yeah, well, the whole story. I didn't realize that, not all kids went to church
Yes.
all the time. Sunday, and then no, not even Monday. It was Sunday, and then it was Sunday after church, what we called then YPU,
Yes.
and then on Wednesdays, and then as I got older, we moved our rehearsals to Friday. But a lot of that just included learning the scriptures, doing different things, like Bible drills, memory verses, is eventually public speaking, and
Yes.
it would all of our churches get together for a week in the summertime, which was great because it was like I'm with these kids or youth that are doing the same thing that I'm doing
From all
at
over
the same
Texas.
time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it created this friendship, and I'm still friends with some of the ladies now
Yeah.
that this started. They grew up in the church, and then I grew up in the church, and we're still friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that where you have someone that you can relate to in the church that's the same age as you. And
Right.
so, and that's the part that I enjoy, that I have people that I'm like, oh, we grew up together, literally
Mhm.
in church, even if we seen each other a few times out the year, but it's
Right.
like we still had something that we could relate about. And like I said, that started with my great grandmother making us get into the church. We had to. It wasn't no, we didn't want to, and it was going to Sunday school, going to Bible study, you
Yes.
know, and we were participating. We didn't have a choice.
Mm-mm. It wasn't sit there and go to sleep at church, honey. You were
Oh,
participating, you were answering questions. But
right.
not.
Yeah. They got me one time, and I was like, oh, never again. You're not gonna catch me slipping ever again. And I still take notes, and I'm 35. And I still faithfully take notes in church. It took one time to catch me slipping.
That is
Mm-mm.
hilarious. Because what would happen is you would get in trouble. Like ask you questions to make sure you were paying attention.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so you had to know what
Hmm.
was going on, been listening, because you were going to
Hmm.
be tested.
Yes.
But how do you feel like that prepared you for like now for adulthood? Because I feel like in those little things, like you didn't really appreciate them when you were younger. Like how do you feel like it impacted your life like now?
And as far as like growing up in the church or like the things that I learned,
Just all of the YPU and all of the things like the Bible drills and all of those things. Like how do you think what do you think is done for you like now? Like
I think at first it started out more like a competition type thing. Because of course, like I said, it started when I was 4, so you really don't understand or get the true value of what you're learning then
yeah.
until you kind of get older, and then you realize that it's not about the competition. anymore. It's about giving praise, teaching those things to other people.
Yes.
And I can say, like, for me, and I guess it's where a lot of my I don't mind doing, or I don't mind helping, because I mean that's what I was around people, women, a lot of women that didn't mind helping,
Yeah.
or I don't mind showing up for you,
Yeah.
type of thing. And I think as far as like faith wise, I think different moments in my life prepared me for things that I probably didn't realize that I was going to deal with.
Yes.
Um, I can say that for me, and some people don't like to talk about it, but I handle death a little different. You
Mm-hmm.
know, some people are sad. I'm not gonna say that I'm not sad. But with my faith, I know that they're in a better place.
Yes.
You Like with my grandmother, I was sad. I'm still sad sometimes,
Surely. Surely.
but I know that she's not suffering, she's not hurting.
Yeah.
I prayed for that moment when it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I can't say that if I didn't have faith, if I would have made it through some of those moments,
Yeah.
even within the last few months.
Surely.
Because no one's really prepared to let a loved one go.
Mm-hmm.
But my faith took me a long ways,
Yeah.
because it prepared me a lot for that, because that was hard.
Yeah.
Whoo, that one was
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah. It is. It is. You know, being in church and being filled with the word, and so you know that although I'm in this darkness, or I may feel this way,
Hmm.
the words of that it's going to pass.
Yeah.
You know that it's going to get better.
Hmm.
You know that God is with you. You know that you're not alone. Like all
Yeah.
of those things we hear and we have heard our
Hmm.
whole life. I can remember myself like feeling, oh, that's for the grown people. When
Right.
I was younger, like, oh, that's for the grown people. But after you get older, like for me, it was after my divorce, really,
Hmm.
really started making sense after the divorce. Cause then I'm like, oh, this is what they was talking about. Oh,
Hmm.
this is what that song was about. Oh,
Right.
they play that song, I
Yeah.
heard in church, and because I need
Yeah.
to. Oh, wait a minute, trouble don't last always.
Right.
Okay, okay,
Right.
all of the things. And I'm so grateful, you
Yes.
know, just grateful for that foundation. It is life altering.
Yeah, and it is. And I still have moments where I'm just like, oh man, I want to call my granny. And
Yeah.
it's like I can't, and it's like I know my granny would be proud of me. And I know she is. It's like, but I want
Yeah.
her to be here.
Surely.
I want her to be here for some of those
Yeah.
moments. And
Yeah.
it's like, because although my granny didn't talk a lot, like my granny is my biggest cheerleader.
Yes.
Like she would get on the phone quick and be like, "Well, my granddaughter did this, and she's doing this," and it
Yeah.
was just like, so it was just I have moments where I'm like, "Oh, I wish she was still here so she can experience some of those moments with me."
Yeah. Yeah. And that's normal.
Yeah,
That's normal. But it's beautiful, beautiful knowing that her spirit is still there with
yeah,
and all of the things. And honoring her in the way that, being at the church and doing some of the work that she's taught you.
yeah.
Well, that's beautiful as well. And so I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm in church. Well, actually, I wasn't in church at this day. I was on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook. I'm on the book.
On the book.
I'm on the book. And I was looking and I was like, oh, yours doing Zumba. Okay, let me see what she doing. And then girlfriend came to church one Sunday. It was like, I don't know, because me, I'm always just doing in my own little zone of stuff. And so I'm not always paying attention, but it was just like one day I was like, wait a minute, come on, waist. Come on, waist. Baby, you came in with the little dress and you had the heel on, and I was like, come on, waist. Baby, how much weight have you lost? And tell us a little bit about your journey, honey.
Ooh, let's see. I think let's see. This is March. I
This is
think
March.
right now I've lost 35 pounds,
That's
30
good.
something like that.
I love it. I love it.
This time, and then pre-COVID, I had lost like 40 pounds then before COVID happened.
Yeah. Well, life is always lifing, and
Yeah.
things happen, and so the yo-yoing is. But what happened that made you get back on that journey? Because this is for the woman. Look, this is for me. This is for the woman. Every woman that's out there trying to like, girl, we need to get it together. What happened with you?
I think a lot of it was like, so when I lost weight the first time, it was like it was a competition the first time, and then it just
Mhm.
became a habit, and then I kind of stuck with it. And
Yes.
then COVID happened, and the gym shut down, and everybody was ordering fast food. So it slowly but surely like crept back up on me, and I didn't really realize it.
Yes.
And then I think it was the summer. We had the youth convention in Dallas,
Hmm.
and I looked at a picture and I was like, "Oh, girl!"
Won't
And
the pictures do it? You don't need
I was
nobody
like,
to tell you, honey. Them pictures will do it to you, won't they?
that's not really cute anymore. Like, it's like I didn't really like. I noticed that I had was gaining some weight, but I didn't really notice like how much weight I had really gained.
Yes.
And I think at that time, I think I was like 210, like somewhere between 205 and 210.
Hmm.
And I was already doing Zumba, but I wasn't as dedicated,
Hmm.
like actually like not just doing Zumba, but actually like eating better, you
Yes.
know, um, watching what I'm actually watching what I'm eating, what I'm drinking is because I like a good Dr. Pepper. Who doesn't?
Surely. That's my
Love me,
favorite, honey.
listen, love
I
me a
haven't had a
good
Dr. Pepper
soda.
in a long time, but
Okay.
yeah, yeah, I know. I miss it. Hey, Dr.
Listen,
Look, hey,
it was
Dr. Pepper.
so it became, I was like, I'm actually get dedicated. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to
Yeah,
go work out and then I leave and then I'm going to go get me 10-piece nugget meal from McDonald's and I'm going to make, instead of a medium, I'm going to make it a large, you
right,
know?
right.
It's be for real.
I know.
So it was so it was like a mindset thing. So I was like, why am I doing all of this working out, but then I'm just gonna go home and eat bad?
Yes.
Like what's the point? It's like, so it was like I had to get serious about this because it was like, yeah, nah, that wasn't cute. And at that time my granny had also had a stroke then too. So then I was just like, yep,
Yeah.
like high blood pressure that runs in my family.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, nah, I got to get better. I got to do better. Not for
Yes.
me, but just in general. Like I can't, like I'm walking down the hallway at work and I'm tired,
Yeah.
out of breath.
Yes. Yes.
Or I think I can fit in these jeans and I really can't, but I'm still gonna get in them anyways.
Right. Right.
It was just like I wanted to feel better, and then my mindset changed. It was just like, oh, now I can do all the things that I was doing at first. I can run around with my niece and nephews,
Hmm.
outside, or I can get back into this dress or these pants, or actually like I look good before, but I look really good now.
That part. Look, that part.
And
Yes.
so, and
Yeah.
then and then Mazuma family, shout out to It's a Vibe Studios.
It's a vibe. We love
Yes,
her.
with the best instructor Adriana Lugo. It's like a whole family, It's like
Yeah.
it is a judgment free zone. Like we are there to support each other.
Yes.
It seemed intense when you see the videos on Facebook, but we modify it. You can modify it to how it fits you.
Yeah.
Some of that stuff I was not doing before.
Because
Couldn't
you
do it.
couldn't, right? Yeah.
you know,
Yes,
but you just build your way up. And
yes,
it's just, it really is one of those, take it one day at a time type things. Don't rush the process. It's not the same for everybody.
yeah,
I was mad at myself because I was like, the first time I lost weight, it was so easy.
yeah,
And this time it was so hard.
yes.
But then I was like, I also had to remember that I was like in my 20s too.
I would say, yep, age makes a difference. Every
And I'm in
year,
my
we
like mid
do.
30s. It
Yeah,
is not the same.
it's not the same. And your cortisol levels was up because you were stressing. You were taking care of your grandmother. You were going back and forth, all that traveling. Like when
Oh
your
yeah.
cortisol levels are up, it makes it harder, stress
Hmm.
level.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was a lot, and I was still working out. I was still working out, doing all of that. Going
Yeah,
to that was, I was still working out.
that's
So
commitment.
yeah, so it was like I was determined to still get my workouts in, and then like changing my eating habits. We had like mini competitions like within the Zumba group, and that's where a lot of it kicked off. My weight loss was like we did like a weight loss competition, and I'm very competitive.
I'm about to say, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, don't challenge me. You challenge me, it's on. So it became like a nice little challenge, and then it was like, okay, I like these
Yeah,
results.
yeah,
Like, okay, girl.
yes, I love it.
Yes.
Look, that's me on Sundays. It is. I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but when I started on my healing journey, I did this work by Louise Hay called Mirror Work.
Hmm.
And one of the biggest things that I realized was that I wasn't really looking in the mirror. Like you
Hmm.
look in the mirror, but you don't really look in the mirror at yourself. You know
Right.
what I mean? And
Hmm.
so when I was my heaviest, I can remember I would be getting my like I might lay something out, just pull it out like I'm gonna lay something out for church on Saturday night for Sunday, and
Hmm.
I would get up all like going ready and put my stuff on and couldn't fit it,
Yeah.
and then I'll be so
Be mad.
so disgusted, couldn't fit it. And then I'm like, what is going on? It's like you in a space where you don't even really see yourself. Because
Hmm.
like you said, you don't realize you gained this weight back. You don't realize, you this size for some reason in your mind. And I've worked with other women that talk about this, like in your mind, you don't see yourself. You see yourself as that smaller size of that.
Right.
You're not looking at yourself, even though there's a whole mirror that you look at, brush your teeth, wash your face every day. It's
You're
so
like, oh, I look fine.
yes.
Okay.
It's so weird what we do and how our mind just shifts, but it is coming to reality. And
Hmm.
that shift of mindset is a necessary key that has to happen. You have to be committed. And like
Hmm.
you said, even no matter what came up, you were still willing to go work out, not go to the gym, but go work out, go to Zumba. That was your
Hmm.
commitment to yourself.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And I go at least try to go at least 2 to 3 times a week. And for everybody, that's not always possible.
Hmm.
Depending on your schedule, but at least give yourself a day where you can commit to at least starting off with a day, even if it's not at Zumba, it could be something at home.
Yes.
There's all like during COVID, me and my friend, we would find stuff on YouTube
Hmm.
just to try to do something at home at least, because some people aren't comfortable going to the gym or going to Zumba because they feel like they don't have rhythm or
Yeah.
whatever the case might be. But if you can at least commit to starting out with one day where you at least give yourself 15 to 30 minutes doing some type of activity, you can start there and then just work your way up. You don't have to start at extreme, you
Yes.
know, because if you push yourself too far in the beginning, you'll give up.
That's right.
You'll give up. So just start off with something small and then just work your way up until you're comfortable either going out with people or just changing how you exercise. If that means going outside because time has changed, so it's a little lighter outside.
Mhm.
Even if that
Yes.
means going outside for just a little bit, get their heart rate up, start a little sweat. I promise you, you'll be like, okay, I feel better. So I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna
Yeah.
add some more time to it.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about your eating. Like, how did you shift from, that purposeful, hitting the drive through to, how have you handled that challenge? Like, what have you done with that?
I still hit the drive through
Okay.
sometimes.
Okay. Okay. That's real. That's real.
Yes, I still love a good drive through meal. Um, but a lot of it is, like meal prep, or even if I do go through a little drive through, finding something that's a little bit more healthier
Yes.
than what I would eat before. And I allow myself to have some bad meals. Cause I'm not gonna lie, after we had that first challenge, oh, I wanted everything. Like I was like, I'm gonna get me some ice cream, and I'm gonna get this, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
get this.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like I still have some cheat meals. I still a lot of the times I still eat a lot of the foods that I had before, but it's in moderations.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I go and if I get a kid's meal,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
it's not as much food. I don't have to have, a 20-piece nugget for what? I might eat 10 of those, if that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like a good Pinterest crockpot meal. I'm not a cook. I don't like to cook. That gene was not passed down to me. Somehow it skipped me. I'm not quite sure how, why my granny and my great granny spoiled me with cooking. I didn't have to do it. So yeah,
You
just
say you
didn't.
was a taste tester.
Oh yeah, I was a taste tester. Can I have the icing out of the bowl when you're done with it?
Right.
Like we didn't have like my great granny. Listen, that lady can bake. I'm telling you, we didn't have store bought cakes, pies, none of that.
Wow.
She baked everything from scratch. It wasn't no, it wasn't no measuring. It wasn't none of that. So,
Oh,
mm-mm.
that's the good bacon right there. When
Yeah.
she did just a pinch of this and a pinch of that, that's
Hmm.
they know what they doing. You
And
know
then
they
my
know.
granny, she could just cook.
I love it.
Look, cook fried chicken, baked chicken, macaroni and cheese, greens, cabbage,
Take
you
me back
know,
to childhood. Lord have
look,
mercy.
candy yam, spaghetti, like this. So it was like, but at the same time, I was so active in school and in church. It was kind of one of them things like it was always something done when I got home. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't get that. I didn't get that. But like I like a good crock pot meal. Um, they're simple. They don't
Mm-hmm.
call for a lot of ingredients, especially with food being so high right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Uh, Pinterest is great.
That's a
Pinterest,
really great idea.
yeah, Pinterest is great for like for all types of meals,
Mm-hmm.
for all types of things. Pinterest is the best way to go to look for meals, exercises, a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I like Pinterest. I look
Yeah.
for, simple, easy meals. It could be for a big family or, just something small that could possibly last you for a few days where you're not necessarily going out and buying food every day.
Yeah.
Because what you're spending on fast food, you can spend it at the store too.
Baby, let me tell you something. When I got intentional about, because I call myself the fast food queen, the drive-through queen, especially when LaShondra Nicole was little. Now, oh my goodness,
Listen.
I stayed in the drive-through. Cook for what? No, we don't have time for that. We got to go. I got to go to school. I got to go to work. I got to get the
Right.
child. We got to go.
Because it's simple and it's
And
quick
it's
and,
so right.
you don't
Convenient.
have to
It was
thaw out no
convenient.
chicken.
It was
Just be
convenient.
like, grab it and go.
But I did realize that once I did get intentional about my weight loss journey, like once I started realizing that I'm spending way more money than I would if I just went to the store.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just did some meal prepping,
Yes.
just pull it together, pick a day, and
Yes.
just, and my other thing was I didn't like the same things. And so it was hard
Mm.
for me in the beginning to like really shift to that mindset. So I
Mhm.
would just fix something for 2 days instead of
Yeah.
trying to fix something for a week.
Yep.
The little tricks like that. So you have to
Mhm.
know yourself, and know what
Yes.
you like, but don't make it hard. You know,
No.
yeah, don't make
No.
it's really not hard.
No, it could be simple and you can still enjoy it. You can miss like you can have this like same chicken breast, but push you some different sides to it.
Right.
You know, you can still change it up to where it's not exactly the same thing every day.
Exactly. That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. I think people try to, oh, you're not gonna go those things. I gotta eat salads. I'm like, if you eat salad all the time, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
drinking Dr. Pepper and getting that drive through in 2 weeks.
And I think that's where some people mess up is they feel like, oh well, I have to eat this, I have to eat this certain thing, or I can't have this, and it's like it's moderations.
Yeah,
It's you still need your vegetables, you still need your protein. Protein is a big part of it.
huge bills.
Like you if you're gonna lose weight or if you're gonna exercise, like you still need some protein because you still have to fuel your body at the same time you
Yes.
know this okay, so we could bring it back to church. This like what pastor said, that's like going to church and like not bringing your Bible, or not listening to the word. It's like, so what you coming to church for?
It's your
You
breakfast.
coming to church for, but you're not filling up to get you through the week, and
Yeah.
then by the time you get back to Sunday you empty again.
Mm-hmm.
you know
That's
and
good.
and that's what it is for, like, when you working out and losing weight. If you're not fueling yourself, you'll
Yeah.
get to the end of the day and be exhausted and don't know why, because you ain't had nothing to eat.
Right. Right.
You ain't had no protein. You ain't had nothing that's gonna get you through.
Hmm. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. It is, and being intentional about planning,
Yes.
being intentional about planning what you need. And it's not hard.
No.
It really
And
isn't.
then finding some people that's going to encourage you, that's going to motivate you to meet your goals. It's about having people to be accountable, to hold yourself accountable, because it's hard trying to do it by yourself if you don't have some people to support you,
Definitely.
or that has the same mindset that, okay, we're going to do this together.
Yes.
So that's why I started like my Zumba group, and even my friends outside of Zumba, like they were like, you're not supposed to have that. It's like, I know, but it's like, nope,
Right.
mm-mm.
That accountability partner makes a difference.
Yes.
Yes, it really does. That's good.
Mhm.
That's so good. Oh, girlfriend, you wearing it, honey. You wearing your dresses and your heels. I'd be like, yes, honey.
Listen,
Yes.
Sister Robert said one day, she said, how can I get my waist like that? I was like, Spanx, and I work out. Spanx for sure.
Right.
Spanx is holding a lot of this in.
But let me tell you something, and that's what I said to you before, honey. The Spanx can only do so much if you haven't done the work. Now, if you haven't put the work in, the Spanx is just it ain't
Listen, a
that much
lot of work.
roll down. The Spanx are gonna roll down. Look, I'm talking from experience. I'm talking like I know.
Listen,
I'm just
a
saying
lot
it's
of
just
work. It's not easy sometimes. A lot of work.
yes, yes, but you're doing it, honey. Stay encouraged because you're doing
Yes.
it. You look
Speaking
amazing.
of that, I have a lot of clothes I need to give away. A lot.
Listen, when my mom lost like 40 pounds and I said, baby, this is a good problem to have. We're not complaining about this. She said, but I gotta go shopping. I said, good. That's good because you need to
Mm,
go shopping.
I'm shopping, and I still have old clothes, and I got old clothes and new clothes, and I got too many clothes.
Baby, put them in a bag. Look, just put them in a bag.
Listen,
Take
they
them on,
gonna get put in the bag.
put them in a bag. Just put
Several bags.
them
Several.
take them to like donate them. What's the space I want to tell you about? The one that that's connected to the hospital. Well, I can't think of the name of it. So I'm doing too much. But it's right. It's the all hope, something hope.
Oh, Hangers of Hope.
Hangers of Hope. Yes. Hangers of Hope is a really good place
Yes,
to
that's
clothes.
my store too.
Yeah. That's a really good place to donate clothes. They use them. I volunteered over there for a little bit. Last fall, I was like, I did not know this place existed. This is amazing.
Oh
So I
yeah, I'll go in there quick.
over there because
Mm-hmm.
the clothes are being used. They are not.
Yes. I
They are.
love me a good outfit for Hangers of Hope. The skirt that I wore for Black History, Hangers of Hope.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. It's a beautiful little consignment shop. It is
Yes.
very nice, very nice clothes. People from all over donate. So yeah,
Mhm.
look, donate, girl, donate.
I will. I just gotta go through all of them. It's a lot.
It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem
Yes.
to have. I'm just saying. So I'm finally what I love. What I love now seeing is the growth in you in church. You
Mhm.
know, I love seeing the growth. You're helping in different departments. You've always been a helper bee, but not only are you helping, but I do feel like at this point, I feel like you're getting the flowers. You're getting the acknowledgement. I think it's one thing to be to help and do all the things, and we don't do it for the acknowledgement, but it's just nice, and it's always just a wonderful feeling for me to see you getting, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
acknowledged, because we were running. We were running together, honey. We were running
Yes.
together for a long time, and things happened. I had to step back, but you kept running. I was like, "You're like, I can't run no more. I got to sit down for a minute." Stuff, life was lifing for me, but you kept running and you kept walking and you kept going and you continued. And I'm just so proud, you know,
Mhm.
just to think of you, this little baby walking. Like I'm like, look at these babies walking from school. Let me pick these babies up from school. But to see you in the growth, you know, the growth, I love it. I love it. I'm just like giving God all the glory, honor, and praise, watching your journey.
Yes. Yeah. I'm not quite sure where we're going with this, but I'm gonna trust the process.
Yes. Yes. I mean, that's really all you can do.
Yeah.
All you can
I'm
do. And that's it.
yeah, I'm trusting the process. Like we didn't have a conversation about it, but hey, he was like, never mind the conversation.
That part. Look, that part. And he's just leading and guiding. I think, when we're just obedient to that,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? Because I think that's one of the things I love about you too. I think you're just obedient to that. You're like, oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, okay, you help over here. Oh, okay. Oh, I can do that. Oh, I can help with that. Oh,
Yep.
oh, we can try this. Oh, okay.
Yep.
you know?
I, but a lot of that just, comes from growing up. It was like, it was like, okay, like, all
Yeah.
right,
Yes.
you need me to do it?
How we
Okay.
do it. We gonna do it.
Yeah.
Look, me used to be like, well, ain't nobody else here to do it, so we gonna do
It's like, so it's like, all right.
it.
Like then sometimes I'm like, well, I can do that. And be like, no, you don't do that. I'm like, oh, okay.
And that's always good because I do feel like we're such helper bees. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? I call us the helper bees of the world. We're helping everyone else. And it's hard, to not jump in and not to do and not to feel like obligated sometimes that you have to be
Right.
on, right? But
Right.
it is getting to a point where you realize because you can't do all of the things.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't do all of the things and all of the, that does cause a burnout that we don't need.
Mhm. I don't have to figure them, and hey,
Yeah.
so, but
Yeah.
I'm enjoying where I'm at right now. Um, it took me a minute to get here,
Mhm.
but I think I'm where I'm supposed to be at the moment.
Yes. And isn't that a good feeling?
Yeah,
You know?
even with all the changes that's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm where I'm supposed to be in my moment, and I have the people that I'm supposed to have around me,
Yes.
in different areas, work, outside of work, church, outside of that, like I have many small groups, not big groups,
Yes.
small. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
mm-mm. But I'm where I'm supposed to be right now until he says otherwise.
And that part. And then we will be obedient to the spirit in that. It is what it is.
Sometimes I'm like, are you sure? Like, are you positive? Like, you want me? It's like, all right, okay.
Yes. Yes. Before we wrap up really quickly, because I know you work with, just financial with the financial literacy and that whole group. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in that and what have you learned in that process?
So, I work with Deanna G at Next Level Financial Solutions.
Yes.
Um, that really started. She is actually one of the financial counselors at CVC, at the cardiovascular clinic that we work at. And she asked me to go with her to one event one time, and it kind of just grew from there.
Wow.
And it just grew from there. And it's, helping people with their credit. She knows a lot of like lenders, mortgage people, tax people. She knows
Yes.
everybody.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so they always have different like seminars to help people, in, financial situations, regardless if it's buying a car, buying a house, or, just want to fix their credit just in general. Um, I learned a lot. Credit is very, very important. And they don't necessarily teach it so much anymore, like in school,
Yes.
in general. And so you grow up not realizing a lot about financials, which if you don't know a lot about it, it end up hurting you in the end.
Yes.
And then you're trying to come back and fix it, or you want to buy something and your credit's messed up. So we teach a lot of handling your finances, taking care of your credit, rebuilding your credit,
Yes.
um, helping people get into homes or into cars. For Smith County alone, there are a lot of programs that's in Smith County to help you to get into a home. Some people feel as if they can't buy a house because they don't have the down payment or whatever the case might be, but there are a lot of resources to
Yes.
help you. And a lot of it starts with repairing your credit, or even just learning how to keep your credit score up there, or just learning more about financial altogether that's just not necessarily being taught now.
Yes.
Hmm.
What I love about Deanna, I interviewed her last year. I met her last year, a
Hmm.
year before last. Oh, might have been 2 years now. It's been a couple years, I think. It's been a couple years. It was not last year. I'm tripping. Yeah, I'm tripping. But when I first met her, what I loved about her was that she said she taught herself. You
Yes.
know, she was in a situation and she couldn't find people or whatever at that period of time, but she ended up teaching herself.
Hmm.
And the fact that she taught herself, and then she's like, who can I help? Now
Yep.
I'm gonna help some people. And
Yes.
I love that spirit and I love that about her. And it's like I think you guys mesh so well together because y'all are both givers. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Both are helper bees, like I said,
Yes.
in this world. And so I love that the work that you're doing. I had no idea when you were talking. I went back and thought about the first time I was me and my best friend fresh out of high school. I was in my first apartment. This was kind of I'm newly separated. I wasn't even divorced yet, but newly separated. And we went to the mall,
Hmm.
and Express was my favorite store at the time. And we at the counter, and they was like, you want to get a credit card? And we was like, the girl was like, you can get $200. We was like,
Right.
$200. Like that was just a lot, back in the day.
Okay.
$200. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, child, we filling it out, baby. We filling it out. We both got approved. Got our little 200. We can go back and get some more stuff,
Right.
baby. But $200 when you only making $6 an hour is not.
It's not, because
the, the
you're not
math.
reading that fine print of like the interest or
Exactly.
anything like that, and you like, okay, I'm making
Exactly.
my minimum payment, and then
Yes.
I'm still spending more, and it's like, oh, that up my credit limit, and you like, okay,
Right. Right. What the
and you like, all
heck?
right, and then you apply for another card, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
now I got not one but two cards.
The trap is real.
Very, very.
Trap is real and very intentional. And that interest rate that you
Hmm.
were talking about. I had no idea. It was in 20s back then. And so and making that little $6 an hour off of this, and then it was you can get you'll get 10% off. 10% is $1.
Right.
Okay. $1. They make it
Yep.
like this whole big thing. You're gonna get
Mm,
10% off and do this and do that. And so the trickery that happens.
yes.
So yes, I'm like getting all these mail and all these things you qualify for. You qualify for this and you qualify for that, and you have
Mhm.
this credit limit and all this. And you're like, what? What?
Yep.
You are pre-approved. The setup is
Yep.
real. The setup is real.
Yes, and you don't realize you just let the balance stay there, and then you get another car years down the line, and if you don't know how to check your credit score or you're not really monitoring it until you go to make a big purchase, car or like a house, you go to get an apartment, and it's like, oh
Right.
no, you need a cosigner,
Right.
and you're like, well, no, my credit good, and then you're like, yeah, no, it's not what you thought it was.
Right. Right. I think the other
So,
part too is what intimidated me for such a long time is I thought that I was so far in the hole
hmm
that, oh, there's no way that I could qualify and there's no way that I can do this or no way that I can do that. And I learned once I, with Deanna, once I looked at everything and I was like, oh,
hmm
it's really not that bad. Like, I think you make up in your mind, you feel like,
hmm
oh, I will never be able to get a home, or I'll never be able
right.
to do this, or my credit will never be good, or whatever you're telling yourself.
Right.
And it is stop doing that. You know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
At least take a look, like stop assuming. You know what I mean? Like how many
Yes.
people have y'all met with that have just like been assuming and just thinking they're not going to be able to do something and it works out?
Yes. Yes. And that's what I love is because even with the different people that she works with is you don't have to be stuck in like this shell or be stuck where people just want to put you. It's like
Yeah.
no, there are resources, there are, programs, there are
Yeah.
people to help. So with the different seminars and the different things that we share on Facebook, just try to get that information out there because not a lot of people know about it, especially our people, because not a lot of opportunities are given. And that's what I like about the seminars that we have is to give people a chance to branch out, to learn, to get that knowledge because it'll help. Even if you feel like it won't help you, you can at least tell someone else.
Yes. Yes, the last seminar that I went to with you guys, it was shifting. I had been to a few already, but that last one,
hmm
I feel like it
hmm
really did put me in a space that I really can do this. I just felt something
Yes.
shift in me, and I was like, wow, I really can do this. I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to be
Yeah.
in the process of purchasing a home. And so I'm literally, just working on the steps. And it's not, I'm saying this for somebody out there. Somebody must out there must be thinking about it because it's on my heart to share it. I'm talking to the person who is feeling so overwhelmed. Or like I said, you made it up in your mind that it's not something that you can do. Like you just talked yourself out of it
Yeah.
before you tried. And I'm telling you that
hmm
there are beautiful spirits like Yura and Deanna that are working, that will work with you, and that will show you, give you some
yes.
information, lead you, guide you to the right people, stop us
Yes.
and just at least try. Get a plan together.
Yes.
That's what I really
Yes.
like about the thing because my stepdad that passed, he used to always say, plan your work and work your plan. So
Yes.
I might not be able to do it today. Like I couldn't go. The seminar was in the fall. I'm working on it, right? I'm doing stuff,
Yeah.
but I
Yes.
know that I have a plan. I know that
Yes.
it's coming. At least get your plan together and start making the steps and get intentional. And so,
Yeah, and that's with life in general. I think a lot of times we hold ourselves back because of the things that we feel like that we can't do, or
yeah,
people tell us or told us that, oh no, you can't do that or you shouldn't do that. And a lot of the times it's not meant for you to do at that time.
yeah,
I saw this sign and it said, if the answer to your prayers will wait, would you trust me? And it said God. Because I feel like a lot of times, I don't know where this came from. A lot of times we pray for certain things and we ask for certain things. and it doesn't happen in those moments, and then we feel like, oh well, he's not listening to me,
Right.
or and a lot of the times it's not even that he's not listening. It's not your time, it's
Yeah.
not your season,
Yep.
and if you got what you prayed for in that moment, like, are you ready for it? Are
You
you
know what it
ready
messed
for
it up.
those, or for those things,
Yes.
in that time? Because sometimes we get things and we don't appreciate it
Mm-hmm.
because we have it, and it's like, oh well, now I have it, and now what?
Right.
But when you have to wait on something and then you finally get it, you appreciate it
You
because
definitely
it's not something that you got right then and there. So
yes.
sometimes it's waiting, because it might not be for you right now, but just because it doesn't happen right now doesn't mean that it's not going to happen at all.
That's
You
very
know,
true.
you just have to give yourself some grace and know that it might not happen right now, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You just have to, like I said, you just got to trust the process because it's leading up to what he has for you.
Yes. Yes, honey. Trust the process. Trust the process. Well, boo, we wrapping up. um, I'm asking every woman to share something. The name of this series is called Lessons and Blessings. And so I'm
Hmm.
asking every woman to share what is your greatest lesson that you feel like you've learned, whether it's from your grandmother, your mom, or whoever, just what you've learned along the way, but something that you can share. I'm
Hmm.
asking for one thing. Some people have given more than one. I'm taking all of it. But what is your greatest lesson or what you could share with another woman to help her along her journey?
Hmm. A lesson.
Yes.
Um, I think it's not to take people and time for granted.
Wow.
I thought my granny was gonna live forever. I thought my granny was gonna be here to see me have my first kid, like
Yes.
see me get married and all of these things. And it's like, man, and now she's not here. But although she's not here, I'm also thankful for the time that I had with her.
Yeah.
Some people don't get to say that they had. I grew up with my great grandmother, and my grandmother. I had my grandmother until I think in my 20s. I think I was 20 at that time. And then, of course, I had my grandmother until I was 35. And some people don't get to grow up with their great grandparent and a grandparent.
Yeah.
Um, and so I realized, although I did a lot of traveling for a year and a half, I was thankful for those times that I got to, I'm gonna cry. I got to
Mhm.
spend with my granny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, don't take time um for granted and people, because now you just never know.
Yes, honey. Yes. I know that's beautiful. I remember when my big mama passed. My big mama was 95 when
Hmm.
she passed, and a lot of people were like, "That's a blessing that your big mama's 95." But my great grandmother was 110 when she passed,
Yeah.
and so I thought, "Oh, my big mama's gonna be," you know. I was like, "We got like 10, 15 years, in my
Yeah.
head." And so when she passed, and because it was so sudden, it just shook me. And so it is. I think about that just almost every day still of man, if I
Yeah.
could just get some time back on the porch, like if I
Hmm.
could just go back and just sit on
Yeah.
the porch, just talking and laughing and
Yeah. and
waving
and
at
i
people.
think and I think the other thing I would say is create memories.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we get so caught up in like work, you
Mhm.
know,
Yes.
that you kind of forget to, not even just work, we just get caught up in things in general, that
Yeah.
sometimes you forget to create memories. Time is going by so fast because
Yes.
it's March and it feel like it's about to be April in a
Yeah.
couple weeks.
It
Really
is.
create those memories, even if it's doing something small with your kids or family, significant other. whatever the case is, create those memories. Take pictures,
Yeah.
take lots of pictures.
Mhm.
Pictures mean a lot. I like pictures. I take pictures
Mhm.
all the time. Create memories, take pictures, spend time with people, even if it's a movie once a month
Yeah.
or something. Create a lot of memories because you just never know. I would rather go back and be able to look at pictures or, think about what I did with someone to think about rather than thinking, oh, I wish I could have done that or
Yeah.
I wish we would have done that, you
Yes.
know. So I would say create memories too.
I love that, honey.
Mhm.
I love that. That is good. I know I'm very intentional. I'm very, very intentional about that too. I'm big on pictures. I'm like, we gotta take pictures.
Yeah. I'm like, let's take a picture. And then everybody gets mad because they was like, you don't send the pictures. I was like, I'll forget. It was like 3 to 5 business days. You may or may not get the picture. I can't guarantee that you will. If I don't send it, then you might not get it. I have it. You might not get it though. Just ask me for it. I have it.
It's in
I
the safe
have it.
place. It's in the safe place.
It is. It is. It is on my Google in my Google pictures. People got different albums. Like I can go to your album and find your picture. I have a bunch of pictures. I love taking pictures. Even if not just for me or just different events. I have a lot of pictures.
Yes, yes, yeah. I love it. I love it. That is too funny. That is too funny. I love it. Well, honey, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. When I thought about this series and I thought
Mhm.
about, the people that I had to have on my list, I'm
Mhm.
like, I know 31 amazing women. know, I know 31 phenomenal women. I know 31
Right.
that inspire me, and again, oh God, I'm not gonna cry. I'm,
Don't cry. Don't cry.
I'm not gonna cry. Um, but when I think about, you have been with me in
Mhm.
this 10 years that I've been home. You came back to the church. And I remember seeing you at the graduation, and I was like, you was like, I would think about
You
it.
did. That's what I told everybody. I was like, I think about it.
It's like, "Oh, come on back to the church. Come on back, come on." And
I
he said,
made it back.
"About it." And I said, I'm so grateful, because I didn't know what was to come, and I didn't know
Yeah.
things, but just having you by my side each Sunday morning, and us in the trenches, that COVID, we was in the trenches for real.
COVID was
In the trenches.
COVID was something serious.
For
Yes.
real. But even before that and even after that, you are a treasure to me. You know what I mean? I'm
Um,
grateful. I'm just grateful for you and the way that the Lord has placed you in my life, and watching you and your growth is just, it's a blessing. It's
oh,
a blessing, honey. It is. You inspire me. You do. You
I'm
inspire me. Yes. Yes.
glad.
Yes. And so, family, I'm not about to cry. Look, I'm not crying. I'm not
I'm
gonna
not crying.
I'm not
I'm
gonna
not
do it.
crying. Not today.
I'm not gonna
Not
do
today.
it. I'm not gonna do it. I've stopped putting the mascara on because I was like, some of the ones I know for sure. I'm like, oh no, I'm not wearing mascara this day. I know, I know it
Right.
might
It's
happen. I'm
like,
trying not,
mm-mm.
but it might happen. So I'm gonna just be prepared. I'm gonna be prepared. But I do get emotional.
Yes.
Just think about our journey together and watching your growth. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes, it just brings joy to my spirit, honey. It brings joy to
Oh,
my spirit. And so, again, thank you.
thank you for having me. Thank you for asking.
Yes, 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 yes. Well, family, look, this my boo. You done met my little sister. Met my little sister, and we've talked a lot this month about having sister friends and having people in your life that you can lean and you can depend on. And what a difference it makes in a woman's life to have another woman, you know, that, you can have your foundation of faith with, that, you can be there and won't judge you. You
Right.
know, I forgot even when I was in the hospital texting you when I thought I was going to pass away. I was like, I, I don't know. I think they're trying to kill me up here. So if something happens to me, you make sure I can't say this to my family right now. They're gonna think I'm crazy.
Yes,
They do. If something happened to me, you make sure you do an investigation.
yes, I remember.
I'm texting her like, I'm telling you right now, something ain't right with this. Trying
Yes,
to kill me. I was scared. I was scared for real. Oh
yes,
my goodness. And I felt like you were the only one I could trust and say that to. You know what I mean?
yes,
You were the only one I could just be like, do an investigation if something happened to me. But yeah, it's so amazing to have your sister friends and to allow God to lead and guide you and to watch the growth and to grow together, right?
yes.
Grow together in the faith and at church, you know. And so
Mhm.
I thank you, boo. I thank you.
Thank you.
All right, family. Look, another amazing woman. Look, another amazing woman. I hope something was said today that has inspired and empowered you, honey, because
Yes.
that is the point of this month. This month, each and every day, I'm bringing
Mhm.
you a phenomenal woman that inspires and empowers me. Just my walk that I've had on this side of heaven, I'm grateful for. But I know that it's not just me that got myself here to where I am. This joy that I have, you know, it is because of the women that I surround myself with. And so I ask you to look at your circle and call someone and appreciate them today. It is nothing
Yes.
like letting someone know the effect that they've had on your life, right?
Yes.
Like you said, don't take people for granted. Take
Mhm.
some time out and love up on your sister friends, on your
Yes.
cousins, on whoever, your people from church, whoever it is, right? Love
Mhm.
up on another woman. And your girl will see you tomorrow. Y'all know how I do it. I aspire to inspire until I expire, honey. That's what I'm doing. What y'all doing? Bye, family. I see y'all tomorrow.